So you're ready to start your YouTube channel. But the big question is, what gear do I need to get started? It's probably a lot less than you think. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're going to delve into some of the gear that you would need to want to start a YouTube channel. We're going to start very simple, and we're going to start with just what you probably have in your pocket right now. It's a good place to start, and then we're going to also give you a couple more ideas after that. Beyond that, if you're trying to upgrade a little bit of your gear, where you should start, what would be the best purchases to make first to upgrade the quality of your videos. So let's go ahead and dive in. So first, let's talk about some of the absolute must-haves. Obviously, you need a camera, and I think that using the phone that you have in your pocket is probably a good place to start. It shoots in 1080, it shoots in 4K. It'll be good enough quality to get started, and that's all we're trying to do right now. We're just trying to get our first video shot. We're trying to make it look as good as we can, and I think using an iPhone or any kind of smartphone will probably be a good place to start. So just a couple quick little tips about shooting with your iPhone or your phone in general, your mobile device. One of the first things I would do is I would shoot landscape. So I would, instead of shooting vertically, turn your phone 90 degrees and shoot landscape. I'm shooting landscape right now. You can tell it's wider and shorter here. It's just how a video is going to be uploaded on your channel anyway, so you might as well start shooting landscape mode instead of vertically. If you were to shoot vertically, it would probably upload as a short, so you don't want to do that unless you're doing something that's a shorter video. So if you're doing anything that's, say longer than 90 seconds, I would go ahead and flip your phone 90 degrees. I would shoot in landscape mode, and then if you need to, you can crop this to be the short, and that's what I've been doing. So that's the first tip, and the next one would be to use the back camera of your phone. It's going to shoot in a higher quality than the front camera, I'm pretty sure. I'm not an expert on mobile devices, but I'm pretty sure the back camera is the one that has all the different lenses and all that kind of stuff. So if you have to, you can shoot the selfie style and just turn it and use the screen, so to speak. But if you can, utilize that back camera and just try to get a good shot with that. And it'll give you a couple more options as far as lens choices, and it'll probably end up being better quality in the long run. Next, I would make sure that your lens is clean. Take like a microfiber cloth like this and just wipe down your phone. You just don't want any smudges or extra blur or anything like that. You're already shooting with an iPhone, and you don't want any of the quality to be any less than what it can do. And so just a quick tip is just to make sure that that back camera is smudge-free, blur-free. Wipe it with a microfiber cloth or your t-shirt or anything you have, and it'll just help that much more. So right now I am shooting with a huge sliding glass window right here. I'm not using any other lights. I'm trying to be able to shoot these videos as quick as I can. It's bright enough. I can adjust the brightness obviously on my camera, so that helps too, but I think shooting near natural light is a huge thing when you're trying to shoot your first videos. I wouldn't shoot it in a room that has no windows. I wouldn't shoot it in an office that has like one window. Go to the brightest area of your house if you can. Try to get a little setup, or even go outside. I would say a lot of mobile devices shoot very well in natural light, especially being outside. It can even be cloudy. It can be sunny. If it's sunny, maybe go to the shade because it might get hot. There's a couple other factors, but in general, just try to position yourself, if you can, towards some natural light or a window or outside. The quality is just going to be so much better. So these are absolutely must-haves to shoot your first video. And so we kind of figured out that you can shoot videos with your mobile device with a couple of those tips that I said. And if you need to go back and check those out, feel free. But the next part would be the audio, right? So I think that it's probably important to shoot in a quiet place or a quiet room. It's pretty quiet right now where I'm shooting. I'm just shooting in a dining room adjacent to my kitchen. All I can hear are birds outside, and I'm pretty sure I'm okay with that as far as just the ambient noise. But if you can, just try to find the room in your house that you're going to have less distractions, right? So whether that's video-wise or audio-wise, hopefully you can find somewhat of a quiet space with good natural light. I kind of have both in this space, but that's where I would start. Next, I would say try to keep the phone relatively close to you as much as you can, because the less distance that you have from you and your phone, the less that can kind of go wrong, the less that the audio will pick up. You can talk directly into the camera with a little space, and it should sound good and look good. And just another quick thing that I put here, If I were you, I would do like a test clip or two. So just shoot like 15 to 20 seconds of video of you talking to the camera a few times before you actually shoot your whole video, just to watch it, see if you like the light, see if you like the audio. If there's anything that you can adjust in that meantime, go ahead and do that. Taking a test clip or two will actually give you a good idea of what it's going to look like and sound like, and it only takes a little bit, so it's something that I do with my setup as well. Sometimes I can just put my camera back on the tripod and all the settings are the same, but at the same time, sometimes the light changes, or I used my camera in between shooting these videos, and so all my settings are different, and so do a test clip or two, and it'll actually save you a lot of time from little things in post where like, man, I wish I would have changed that, or I wish I would have adjusted that ahead of time. Just take your time. You know what I mean? You don't have to rush to do any of this stuff. So just take a test clip or two. You'll probably thank me later. So moving on to the editing portion of this, and this is all free. As far as having a mobile device, obviously that's not free, but most of us do have a phone, and so I'm not counting that as a cost. And then, you know, the audio, just using the microphone from the phone is free as well. And then moving down to this editing portion, all these ideas that I have here are absolutely free, starting with iMovie, which is also on the iPhone. I'm in the Apple space. I use Final Cut Pro to edit and everything, and so everything that I'm going to be leading with in this channel is probably going to be Mac based. So to start, iMovie is a great app. It's on the iPhone for free. If you have a Samsung or a Google phone, you won't have this app. So another option could be CapCut. I know a lot of people use CapCut when they're editing mobile videos and all that kind of stuff. It's a good option. And then I saw another option. It was called InShot. So if you don't have an Apple iPhone, I would look at CapCut and InShot. Decide which one you like the user interface more, which one you like the features more. Maybe ask a buddy or two if they've ever used these and kind of make your decision. But ultimately, we're going to keep these first videos simple, right? We're not going to be doing any crazy graphics or crazy music or anything like that. And so just to be able to import your video into an editing bay where you can maybe do like an intro or an outro or add music, that's all we're doing right now. So don't get too caught up in how these free editing programs, you know, and the features that they have. It's just something and somewhere to start, and then we can kind of build off of that. Like I just said, we're probably just going to be adding a few graphics, maybe to a video, maybe an intro or an outro. We can adjust the video if we need to. Maybe the frame's a little bit bigger than what you wanted, and you want to kind of, you know, close that in a little bit, or the white balance is off a little bit. Maybe it's a little cold or blue. Maybe it's too warm. Maybe it's a little orange. Those are little things that you're going to be able to adjust in these free editing programs. And also maybe you're going to throw a little intro or outro, or maybe just a contact slide or something. So at the end of the video, people know where they can find you, you know, your Instagram or your website or something like that. So, but all these editing apps that I have listed here are going to be able to do that for you. So don't even worry about it. Just keep it simple, and we can get into more complex edits as we go. Okay, so if you're past the point of using your mobile device to shoot your videos, you want to step it up a little bit, maybe for quality, we have a couple things that we can upgrade, and you can make the decisions that you want to based off of some of this information that I'm giving you. You know, an upgrade for a camera would be nice. I'm going to have a bunch of equipment listed in the description of this video. I don't want to go into what brands you need to get or what model or anything like that. There's always new gear coming out every single day. And so the moment that I post, you should get this Canon whatever model, it's probably going to be upgraded immediately. And so it's going to date the video really easily. So I don't want to get into the nitty gritty of what cameras you get in the video, but I will have some camera options, some lighting options, tripods, and microphone options in the description of this video, and so you guys can browse those and figure out which one would work best for you. But as far as, you know, upgrading your camera from the mobile device to a camera, I would just suggest something that has autofocus. That way you can do some quick recording if you want to, you know, hold it out and film yourself vlog style, or if you want to do a video like this, like a talking head, it'll probably track your eyes or your face, which really helps. And like I said, I have some of these starter cameras listed below, and I won't get into all the brands and features unless you guys want me to in another video. The next thing that I would think about upgrading is getting a little tripod. And you can get a little desktop tripod. You can get an actual standing tripod like this. There's a ton of them on Amazon, but the idea is to just get an affordable tripod. That way you can keep your shots stable. You know, having one of the table tripods is nice because you can vlog with that and you can hold it out in front of you. You can't really do that with like a bigger tripod. So I think with the tripods, just decide on what you think you're going to be filming more, or what style of video you want to be shooting moving forward, and base your decision for your tripod on that. So as far as lighting goes, a lot of people start with just one single light, like a key light. I could probably be putting light on myself right here because you can see it's really bright over here and a little bit more dim over here. A small LED light would actually kind of balance that light on me right now. And even just like a ring light, a lot of people get ring lights. They're not that powerful, but if you're just kind of doing these talking head videos, I think a ring light will work really well, or some kind of low cost LED light. You don't want something with light bulbs, it'll get hot. You want to try to get something that's an LED, it'll last longer too. If you don't get the LED, you're going to have to change out those bulbs. And like I said, they get warm and hot, and I just don't want to deal with that anymore. So I would highly suggest getting something that is an LED light in general. These lights are ultimately just a tool to be able to shoot in a space that maybe doesn't have a lot of natural light, or you're trying to balance some natural light. I think a good light will dramatically change the look of your video if you get it dialed in the right way. And so there's a lot of good lights out there, a lot of inexpensive and affordable lights too. Just do some research, look at reviews and things like that on Amazon, and see what best fits you as far as size and shape and all that kind of stuff. Like I said, I have some options below, so feel free to go down in the description and check out those. So moving on to microphone. Basically, my thought would be to get a lavalier, not a full-on microphone like this to start, but just get a lavalier lapel that you can put on your collar, and then you can plug that in directly into your iPhone, and that way your audio and video are synced already. And so when you import your video and audio into your editing program, you don't have to sync it afterwards. And so that's a good place to start. Basically, instead of shooting with your iPhone, which is also going to be getting a lot of the ambient noise around you, it's not really directional or anything. Just having a lapel on your collar will do so much because it's so close to your mouth, and it's going to lessen that ambient noise that you're getting when you're shooting, say, on an iPhone or something like that. So if you're thinking about just getting one upgrade item out of all this stuff, I think getting a lav or a lapel to put on your collar for audio will go a long way. You know, ultimately, just do some research on a lot of this gear and decide what's going to be best for you. Maybe you have an old light that's just lying around and you're going to be able to maybe use that in your videos. Maybe you know somebody who has a lapel or an audio recorder or something like that. You know, use what you have or what you have access to first before upgrading anything. And I guarantee these small upgrades will make your videos just that much better. We're just trying to get you to upgrade from just a phone setup or a mobile setup. That's absolutely free. Say you have $100, you know, what do you want to spend? You could probably get a lapel, a light, and I mean, you could get a couple of these things for under $100, I think. Another thing that I was going to say is if you know anyone in your network that already is shooting videos, or a friend that has shot videos in the past, maybe lean on them, you know, ask them for advice. Use your network of people to try to upgrade this gear and figure out what direction you should go, and that'll help you a lot. So just a little recap, don't let any of these upgrades get in the way of you just shooting videos. Like I said, you can set up your mobile device on some books or whatever and just start shooting videos and upload them so easily. So don't let any of these editing programs or upgrades for gear get in your way of just starting your channel. Being consistent and uploading is ultimately what we want you guys to be doing. If this video helped you at all with any direction or what you should do next, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and like the video. If you have any ideas of a video I should shoot next, going deeper into this subject or anything, let me know. I'd love to shoot it. Hopefully this video helped you and we can start getting you closer to shooting your first video or starting your YouTube channel or just shooting videos in general for your business. I mean, a lot of these ideas you can use for any video. It doesn't have to be for YouTube, but that's kind of just the direction I'm going with this. But if you just upgrade everything a little bit by little bit over time, your videos will look so much better. But you can always start with just your mobile device. You can shoot selfie style, you can vlog, you can flip it and use the back camera. And like I said, just put it up against some books or something. Nothing is really stopping you other than just doing it, being consistent, and showing up. And with that, I will catch you guys on the next video. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you on the next one.